Bit of a different angle today because I'm actually in my other car. I'm in my Fiesta, not the Mazda today. Because, well, obviously the Mazda's like a project car, you see, so I shouldn't really be driving it around every day. Like, it still needs a lot of work done to it. I've still got to sort out, you know, the rusty wheel arches, the exhaust knocking, what else? Just general stuff. I've got some like coilovers to put on there because I want to obviously drop it, and also the suspension is absolutely screwed on it now. Well, not screwed, but it's just a really old car, you know. It's been around for many years, you know. It's a 1998 reg, so you know it's old as me. So it needs its upgrades, you know. So that's the plan with that car. So I have parked it up back in its space to work on, hopefully in the next few like weeks. Got myself a Coke Zero. Now some of you are probably here from my update on the old Reta. I am now a whole day in. 24 hours have gone. Well, more than 24 hours have gone now, actually. And how I feel on it, I'm going to describe what it was like. So, pinning was absolutely fine. I thought I was going to be like, really like shitting myself basically and pussying out, but I was actually fine with it. It was sweet. My partner was a phlebotomist, and her mum is well, a nurse, so they both know their way around needles, but they were there if I mean, they weren't there like on purpose because I was doing this, but they were there in case I needed them. Also, this is really going to irritate me if this camera keeps moving like it's doing. I need it to stay in one place. You're resting on like kind of, you can see there's all dusty. You're resting on like a shelf in my car, so if it does slightly move angles, I do apologise. But yeah, no, I just did it myself. I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it myself. You know, because if I rely on someone else doing it, I will never be able to do it myself if I ever need to for whatever reason. No one's around, and it was fine. I just went straight in. Didn't really feel any side effects, obviously. Like when you first take something, you expect it almost to happen instantly because you don't know how your body's going to react. Obviously, you can't see what's happening. So the second you put it into you can't see what's actually, you know, happening in your body. So you don't know like how long it's going to take. Now, most people say like with Reta, it takes like a week or two, sometimes like 3 or 4 weeks, like a month it can, to feel the effects. But obviously, I didn't really feel anything yesterday. Absolutely fine. I just made sure I drank loads of water. But I've noticed a couple of things today. Again, it could just be a coincidence thing. Could just be one of those like placebo effects where I just think it's, you know, happening because I've read up about it, or it generally is happening. But one symptom that I can tell you I did have, which I didn't know about, is deep sleeps. So when I woke up this morning, I woke up at my normal time. I got 8 hours sleep, but I really struggled to wake up. I was in such a deep sleep. My eyes, I couldn't open them. Like I was so like, oh my god, what day is it? And obviously it was like the best sleep. Like it was a really good sleep. But it was like really deep, so obviously if you're trying to get up, you know, lucky for me I work from home, so I'd have to get up ridiculously early or anything like that to catch trains, but, you know, if I had to, could have been a struggle. Is this geezer going to let me in? But yeah, that was the first sign of any sort of Reta in my system. And like I said, I noticed it as a symptom. And then the second symptom, like I noticed sort of towards midday, is I was really like kind of not zoned out, but I just felt a little bit more zen than usual. Like I had a call with someone at work, and I just felt a bit more like, well, just a little bit more chilled out. Again, could just be placebo, could just be where I had a deep sleep. I don't know, could be the Reta. At the end of the day, a lot of people say it takes a couple of weeks to sort of, you know, kick in, but there's no reason why it couldn't kick in quicker than that. I mean, there's no reason at all. This camera needs to stay there, stop moving. It's going to really irritate me. So yeah, they were the first couple of symptoms, and it's fudge went past me there. What a car. Yeah, no, it's sort of, and then I noticed a groggy head. So my head's been a little bit like groggy today. I've kept up drinking loads of water. Currently having a Coke Zero right now. Some people say like not to really have Coke Zeros and stuff like that, as it can affect it quite badly, but I don't mind. I have one every day. My body's used to having one every day. It's sort of like my sort of after dinner, after lunch, before dinner, like little treat, as it were, to kind of just suppress a little bit of hunger. Obviously, I might not need them going forward now I'm on Reta, because that's the whole point of going on it. But yeah, no, so that's all good. So far, I haven't had anything. Like again, it could take a few days before my stomach starts feeling weird. And then when I went to the gym and I took my pre-workout. Now I usually take like like, I don't take, so I use the oh my God, this camera's going to really irritate me. I usually take the MyProtein pre-workout, but it's 2 scoops for a full dose. I only ever stick to like a heaped scoop, so like 1, which works out when I've measured it like 15 grams. And today I decided to just take 10. I thought I'd drop it down a little bit just in case it did affect me in any way. And yeah, that hit me like a ton of bricks, to be fair. The pre-workout hit me more than usual, and I know for a flying fact that's not placebo effect, because I felt it hit, if that makes sense. Like I felt like, oh my God, this is really hitting me. Again, it could have been because of the lack of breakfast. Like, so for the past 3 or 4 days now, all I've been having for breakfast is a banana with a load of honey and loads of sea salt on it, like premium sea salt from Malden salt, whatever it is. Because I haven't really been fancying oats, even way before Reta. I just kind of fancy a quick banana with my honey and salt, and that does me for my workouts. But yeah, like I said today, I noticed a massive difference in energy levels in the gym. And again, like I said, I took less pre-workout than I ever do, and I had, well, less of a breakfast than I usually would. I usually have a bowl of protein oats. So again, must be early signs of it kicking in, because normally it wouldn't be like that. This camera's really getting on my nerves as it's not staying in the exact position I want it to. So apologies, I've had to keep moving it, but it's really irritating. I mean, you won't hear the noises because I'm connected to this mic, but yeah, so early symptoms then, more energy in the gym. Oh, and again, so after the gym, again, this could be placebo effect, I don't know. But I wasn't necessarily that hungry after the gym, but that could have been when the pre-workout hit me, because sometimes if I take too much pre-workout, which again, I didn't take too much, I actually took less than usual. But sometimes after I've done a gym workout, I'm not necessarily starving straight after the gym. Like, a lot of the times I am, but not always. But after this gym session, I just wasn't hungry. And then I made tuna rice cakes, and I usually have, well, I was at one point having 7 rice cakes with tuna sweet corn and light mayo. And then I switched recently to 6 rice cakes, 2 tins of tuna and mayo, and took the sweet corn out to allow a little more calories later in the day, so I could drop calories and not take away loads of food. And again, I managed to eat 4.5 rice cakes and generally felt full. So again, another symptom now. It could be placebo effect, but at the same time, I genuinely felt full after 4.5. And the thing is as well with like things like Reta, a lot of people are like, oh, I took 1 milligram at the start and didn't feel anything for a month. But you've got to remember your position you're starting, right? So if you're starting, like, you're quite a big person, let's say you are like 20 stone, and your goal is to drop like 8 stone or something like that, then it is going to take a little while to kick in because you're so large to begin with. I started off very small, like I only weigh 135 pounds as of this morning, and I've lost 18 pounds in the past 2 months. So I'm already on my way to being like shredded and cutting right down. So the Reta is just to kind of tip the iceberg over the edge to stop me craving these bad foods I'm eating the weekend, because my calories are so low now, and where I've lost weight, my metabolism is a lot low, like my sort of maintenance calories. I'm probably sitting at around 1,800 to 2,000 maintenance now, where I've lost a lot of weight. So I need to be in a deficit of at least like sort of 1,400, 1,500 to actually be in a deficit. So things like this Reta is going to affect me way quicker. So like the fact that, like, you know, I'm getting symptoms after 24 hours could potentially be that, because I weigh so much, you know, it's going to hit me quite quickly. You know, it's like anything. It's like alcohol, for instance. Like when I go out drinking with mates or whatever, I can have 1 pint of beer and I feel it, and I'm not drunk, but I could definitely feel my tipsy, I can feel my alcohol levels, whereas some of my other friends could have 2 or 3 pints and not feel a single thing, you know. So I guess, you know, like I said, it could all be a hoax, could all be a placebo effect, it could be just in my brain, I'm just thinking that it's working. But the symptoms, like the energy in the gym, was my first sign of this is actually working. So I got such a good arm and shoulder pump, and I took less pre-workout than I always do, and I only had a banana, honey and salt for breakfast. So why would I have a small breakfast, less pre-workout, but have more energy? Again, it could have been the sleep. I did have a really deep sleep last night. Again, I don't usually have really deep sleeps like that. So it could be the Reta, you know. Now, I'm not going to say it's working straight away for 24 hours, but for me, I'm happy with whatever's happening. Even if it is placebo effect, I'm happy right now, because I'm not like at the minute I'm not really craving foods either. Like, I had those 4.5 tuna rice cakes about an hour ago. I did not feel hungry at all. It's currently 5:30 in the afternoon, in the evening, and I generally don't feel like dinner really for a little while. So that's that, guys. That's my first day on Reta. Like I said, I'm going to update you every single day on how it goes. But today, 1, symptoms, you know, I'm happy with how it's going. I don't feel nauseous. I managed to have a number 2, which a lot of people say you either constipated or diarrhea sometimes. Didn't have either, just had a normal one. TMI. But yeah, more energy in the gym, had a deeper sleep, had less food. All 3 of those things I don't think are coincidence. So happy days, it's working. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow after 48 hours on Reta.